Welcome. Your presence here is not an accident. You are watching this for a reason. You were meant to see this. Not yesterday or tomorrow, but now. This exact moment. Perhaps you have lost something. You are questioning your own purpose. Your path and your pain feel unclear. Maybe you have even asked God this. Why are you so silent? I need you to listen with great care. Today's video is more than just a video. It is a message from a higher power. It is not from me, it is from the one who made you. And he still has a plan for you. Your background does not matter. Your mistakes do not matter. This message is intended for you. In the next few minutes, you will learn. You will learn why everything broke down. You will see why the silence was needed. Your pain was never a punishment. And you will know what to do next. This video could change your whole life. So take a deep breath. Let your heart hear these words. Because the voice you await is not thunder. It sounds just like this. Part 1. The pain you never spoke about. You carry a heavy burden. It may be for months or even years. This is a pain no one knows about. You pretend that you are fine. You smile for your colleagues. You laugh with your friends. But when the night arrives, you are alone. The silence feels louder than your strength. Maybe you lost a loved one. Perhaps someone broke your heart. Maybe your dreams did not come true. Even though you gave your best effort, you are tired of being the strong one. No one asks if you are okay inside. You have prayed and you have cried. You screamed into your pillow. And yet, there was no answer. You thought, God, where are you? And maybe you began to believe this. God has forgotten me. But here is a powerful truth. A truth you may have never heard. God sometimes dismantles your plans. He does this not to hurt you. He does it to protect you. The life you were building was harmful. It was going to destroy you. You were chasing people who did not love you. You were entering places you did not belong. You held on to dreams that were not yours. And so, he took them away. This was not a punishment. He saw something that you could not see. He saw the entire future. You could only see the present moment. And now you are still here. You are still breathing and fighting. That fact alone is your proof. You are already in the process. That is why you are still alive. That is why this video found you. You did not arrive here by chance. He was working while you were in tears. He was preparing you as you broke. He was listening when he was quiet. You believed it was all over, but it was only the beginning. The pain you thought would crush you is changing. It is becoming your reason to rise. Let me remind you of something vital. Put God first in all things, before success, revenge, or opinions. When God is first, all else finds its place, even if it requires some time. And perhaps you are still afraid now, afraid of what the future holds. Afraid of being left behind. But let me ask you a question. When was the future ever certain? We worry about things beyond our control. But control was never really ours. All we can do is surrender to Him. This is not giving up, it is surrender. Surrender your pain to God. Surrender your own expectations. Surrender your personal timeline. And trust that what is for you will come, because it will find you. in a way you cannot imagine, through a door you did not knock on, at a time you least expect. You are not too late for your destiny. You are not too broken to be healed, and you are certainly not forgotten. You are being built in the silence, in the darkness and confusion. God does not reveal the entire plan. If He did, you would run from it. So instead, He shows you one step, and then the next step, one moment at a time. That is not a delay. That is pure love. And right now, He says this to you. Just trust me. You are closer than you realize. Part 2. Why nothing worked. There were times in your life you gave everything that you had. You worked hard day and night. You prayed with your whole heart. You did the right thing, even when it hurt. And yet, it did not work. The relationship still ended. The job offer never came. The healing did not arrive. The people you loved just walked away. And you began to ask yourself this: if I gave my absolute best, why did I fail? You thought God might be punishing you, or maybe ignoring you, or blessing others but not you. But here is the simple truth. It did not fail because you are unworthy. It failed because it was not your destiny. It did not work out for a reason. It was not meant to be. The things you asked for were not for you. You were praying for the wrong door. When it remained shut, you felt abandoned. But let me share something sacred. Sometimes unanswered prayers are a shield. You did not fail at all. You were being protected. That relationship you lost was not right. You do not know how it would have hurt you. That job that said no was a trap. You do not know what was waiting there. That person who left you was not for you. You do not know what God saw. You cried over a broken path. But God was building a better one. He was working behind the scenes. You see, He is the God of your forever. You can only see this single moment. He sees the entire map of your life. So when you were crying, He was not silent. He was not trying to hurt you. He was quiet in order to lead you. You cannot build a strong house on weak land. So He removed all that was unstable. He delayed things that were not ready. He broke what was going to break you, and that is why nothing seemed to work. Because something better was being formed. You wanted changes around you. But God wanted a change within you. You asked God to change your situation, and God whispered, "Let me change your soul." The waiting and the confusion were preparation. The failure was part of the plan. Because God never wastes your pain. He always uses it for good. Your silence built your inner strength. Your rejection showed you a new direction. Your delay gave you true depth. And your heartbreak gave you a bigger heart. You were not being punished at all. You were being prepared. Prepared for something much bigger. Something deeper and more permanent. Let me say this clearly to you now. You did not do anything wrong. You did your best, and it failed. It failed because it was supposed to. You are not being left behind. You are being led forward, but not by your plan. You are being led by God's plan, and His plan never fails. You asked for a simple blessing. He gave you a powerful lesson, not because He is cruel, but because the lesson lasts longer. It will carry you further. So do not look back with any regret. Do not ask, what if it had worked? It did not, and that is a great gift. You were saved from something. So you could be saved for something, and one day you will see this clearly. You will say, I am glad that did not work, because I would not be who I am today. You do not need to understand the process. You just need to trust the one behind it. And that is what real faith is. It is not understanding, it is surrender. Surrender to the one who saw everything, who blocked what was dangerous, and who is now preparing something greater. Something that does not just look good. It will finally feel like home. It will give you peace, not more pain. It will bring truth, not confusion. And it will offer love, not loss. Part 3, the plan you cannot see right now. Let's be completely honest, you want to see the answers. You want to see the signs. You want to know for sure, is all this pain for a reason, or am I just wasting my life? Waiting for something that will not happen? You do not want to hear fake hope. You do not want empty words. You want to see something real. You want a reason to keep believing. A reason that you are not just surviving. And I want to tell you something. A truth you were never told. God's most powerful plans are hidden. They are invisible at the start. Why? Because if you saw the whole plan, you would run. You would doubt it or sabotage it. Or you would try to rush it. That is why God does not explain things. He provides silent preparation. Think about a growing tree. Its roots spread down into the darkness. This happens before anything shows on the surface. For weeks or months, there is nothing. People might walk by and see nothing. But underground, something powerful happens. The roots get stronger. The foundation is being built, and then one day, the tree appears. It breaks through the ground to the sky. Your life is exactly like that. You do not see results right now, because God is growing your roots, your strength, character, and wisdom. He is making you able to carry your blessing, because without strong roots, you would fall. The moment success arrives, you would collapse. You are not waiting for nothing. You are not stuck at all. You are being made ready. But I know what you might be thinking. How long will this process take? What if I have waited too long? What if nothing is ever going to change? Listen very closely now. Faith is not built in comfort. It is built in times of mystery. If you knew everything, it would not be faith. It would just be control. But God does not want your control. He wants your complete trust. Not blind faith, but mature faith. The kind of faith that says this: even when I see no changes, I believe. I believe something is happening. Because sometimes the plan is the process. It is not always about the destination. Sometimes it is about who you become, who you become on the journey there. Look back for just a moment. Think about the things you once cried for, the people you thought you needed, the failures that you thought would end you, the mistakes that felt so final. But you survived all of it. You healed and you learned. And now you can see the truth. Those things were not punishments. They were your preparation. That is how God's plan truly works. He does not give you what you want. He gives you what you are ready for. When you become the person who can handle it, you were not being ignored. You were being trained. If you feel like nothing is moving, listen. It means you are in the important part, the part where nothing makes any sense, the part where people stop understanding you, the part where you must walk alone, the part where you are tired but still go on. That is a holy place, the place where real change occurs. It is not the start or the end. It is the place in between, and the in-between is sacred. That is where God builds his warriors. That is where he removes all your pride. That is where he shows you who is real. And who is fake and unfaithful? That is where he teaches you to walk by faith, not by what your eyes can see. Some of you have been asking this. Why is my life so quiet right now? Let me give you the answer. Your soul already knows this truth. The quiet seasons are not empty. They are holy. They are the times when God works deeply. He works deep inside of you. On the outside, nothing may look different. But inside, you are being sharpened. You are being molded for something bigger. And maybe you will not get it all today. Maybe the pain is still very heavy. Maybe you still feel forgotten. But here is the simple truth. You are not forgotten. You are hidden. Hidden from people who would use you. Hidden from places that would break you. Hidden from timing that would crush you. You are not behind schedule. You are being positioned. Positioned for something that requires more strength than you ever had before. And that is why the plan is hidden now, because it is not yet finished. God does not show his unfinished work. He completes it in total silence. And then he reveals it with power. So do not be afraid of what you cannot see. Do not be afraid of the darkness. Because the dark is where stars shine brightest. The unknown is where faith is real, and the silence is where God works loudest. You ask for a very clear plan. God is giving you something better. A stronger heart and a deeper soul. A foundation no storm can ever shake. And when your blessing arrives, it will be a sign, a confirmation that every tear was used. Every delay had a purpose. Every silent night was not wasted. You will finally see the truth. The plan was not missing, it was maturing. And now, so are you. Part 4. When life breaks you, it is preparing you. You did not break from weakness. You broke as part of a preparation. You are being readied for strength. There are times in life when things fall apart. Everything you thought was solid crumbles. The people you loved the most just leave. The plans you worked for collapse. The things you thought were forever are gone. And when that happens, it hurts you. It also changes you. You stop trusting people. You stop dreaming big dreams. You stop believing in good things. You start to ask, what is the point? Why try again if it all just breaks? And quietly, you build walls. You build them around your heart. Not because you want to, but because you are tired of the pain. You have carried betrayal in your soul. You have walked with disappointment. You have learned how to smile while drowning. But let me tell you a secret. Life had to break you for a reason. Soft hearts cannot handle great purpose. The pain was not meant to destroy you. It was meant to shape you. You are being carved, not cut. A diamond needs pressure to form. Gold needs fire in order to shine. And souls must fall before they can rise. God was not trying to hurt you. He was removing what was fake, what was weak and could not go with you. He removed it from your next level. You had to lose some people. Because their love was not real, you had to fall down. Because your foundation was not solid, you had to go through a storm. Because the storm was meant to cleanse you, it had to happen to wake you up. You were never meant to live a small life. You were not made to hide your light. You should not have to hide to be accepted. You were never meant to depend on others, especially those who did not pray for you. And that is why everything broke. Because God could not let you build a future there. He could not let you build on false ground. He could not let you walk in circles. He could not let you settle for less. So he allowed the pain to happen, not to punish you, but to pull you away from a false destiny. I know that it felt very cruel. It felt completely unfair. It felt like everything was gone at once. But in that moment, you were reborn, when you felt like you had nothing left. Not in a religious way, but in a soul way. The old version of you had to die, the one that begged to be loved, the one that needed constant approval, the one that feared being all alone. That version had to break. So the real you could finally rise, the one who walks with true faith, the one who does not need validation, the one who trusts God's plan, even when nothing makes any sense. Sometimes the pain does not leave quickly. Sometimes the process feels very long, but that is because something deep is happening. You are not just recovering from pain. You are rebuilding your life. You are learning to protect your peace, how to love yourself without begging, how to choose growth over comfort, how to be still and also be strong. You see, when life breaks you, two things happen. You can become bitter or you can be blessed. The pain can close your heart, or it can open your spirit. And that choice is always yours. But if you are still watching this, you are ready. Your soul is ready to choose healing. You did not come this far to stay broken. You did not survive the fire to go back. You came this far because you did not quit. Something inside you kept whispering, "This is not the end for me. I will rise again." And here you are now. You are not perfect or fully healed, but you are still here. And that means you are not defeated, you are being reshaped. Broken dreams do not mean your purpose is gone. They mean your old path has ended, and a new one is just beginning. You are being given something new. Strength, vision, patience, and faith. So if life broke you, know this. If people have hurt you, if everything you had is gone, you are right where you need to be, in the middle of your transformation. And when you rise from this time, you will be new. You will not just be stronger, you will be clearer and calmer. You will be called by the one who allowed this. He allowed the breaking to rebuild you, with nothing fake left inside. Do not be ashamed of being broken. It is your testimony. It is your rebirth. The most beautiful souls are not perfect. They are the ones who bled and still chose love. You are not broken beyond all repair. You are being rebuilt for a great purpose. And one day you will thank the pain, not because it was easy to bear, but because it led you to become your best self, the one you were always meant to be. Part 5. God was working in silence. Always. There is something sacred in silence. It does not always feel like love. It does not sound like comfort. It feels like abandonment or being ignored, like no one cares about you. And maybe that is where you have been, praying but hearing nothing back, hoping but seeing no changes, holding on while things slip away. You whispered, "God, where are you? Why are you letting this happen? Why do I feel so very alone?" But here is what your pain did not say. He was always there with you, not in the noise or the thunder, but in the stillness and the quiet. in the invisible places where faith is born. Because the greatest miracles make no sound. A seed breaks open in silence. A heart begins to heal in silence. And God often moves in silence. While you were breaking, He was building. While you were losing, He was removing. He took what could not go with you. While you were crying, He saw every tear. Not a single one was ever wasted. You thought He had forgotten you, but He was actually protecting you. From fake friends and dangerous paths, from things you begged for that would hurt you, He did not say yes because He loves you. He loves you too much to give you what you are not ready for. And now you are much stronger, not because the pain is all gone, but because you did not stop. You are here by divine timing, still breathing, still hoping, and still standing. Even after everything tried to stop you, and you have come here for one reason, to finally understand the truth, that you were never alone. Even in your deepest, darkest valley, even when no one else called you, even when you had nothing left, God never left your side. Not once, not for a single second. He let you fall, but not to the ground. He let you break, but He rebuilt you. He rebuilt you without the lies. He let you feel lost for a reason, so you would stop looking around, and you would finally look up, because you depended on things that could not save you, and now you are called to something greater, not comfort or safety or approval, but your true purpose. So what is your next step now that you have seen the truth? Now you know the silence was the beginning. You do the one thing the world is afraid of. You surrender. Not give up or run away, but surrender. Your need to control everything. Your need to understand it all. Your fear of what is to come. Your anger about what is past. You take all your broken pieces, and you place them in God's hands, and you say, I do not know what is next, but I trust you with everything. And then you can begin again. Quietly and slowly, but with peace. You stop asking when things will change. You stop begging and asking why. You stop comparing your life to others. You stop chasing what was not for you. And you start walking with faith. Faith that what is for you will find you. Faith that closed doors were for your good. Faith that the silence was protection. And every day, you do what you were made for. You put God first. Not success, not relationships or opinions, but the one who gave you this very breath, the one who trusted you with this pain. Because if you are still here, your story is not over. The worst day of your life was not the end. Let me share a short story. It shows what real faith looks like. Even in the middle of a terrible storm, there was a brave naval officer. He had just gotten married. Soon after, he took his new wife on a voyage. It was her first time on the ocean. Everything was peaceful at first. Blue skies, calm waves, and soft winds. But suddenly, a violent storm appeared. The sky went completely black. The waves were taller than the ship. Thunder roared and lightning flashed. The ship began to toss and shake. Everyone on board began to panic. Passengers were crying out in fear. Some held hands and prayed together. But one person was completely calm. The sailor stood still and strong. He was silent, as if the sea was his friend. His wife was terrified and grabbed his arm. She cried, "My dear, how are you so calm? Do you not see this danger? Are you not afraid we might die?" The sailor looked at her gently. Then, without a word, he pulled out his sword. He placed its sharp edge on her neck. Her body went still, but her eyes showed no fear. He softly asked her, "Are you afraid now?" She smiled through her tears. She said, "No, because I trust you. I know this sword is deadly. But I also know your heart. You would never hurt me." The sailor nodded and whispered back, "And that is how I feel about this storm. It may look deadly, but I trust its master." That is what faith in God really means. Not the absence of storms in your life, but the presence of peace in the storm. Because you trust the one holding you, he holds your life in his hands. It does not matter how dark the sky gets, how loud the thunder is, how high the waves become. If you trust God, you will not be afraid. Not because the situation is safe, but because his love is stronger than the storm. Hear this now. What should you do next? Here are 4 truths to remember. Not as tips, but as commands of love. First, stop fighting your past. You must release it, for it is done. You do not need to fix what is broken. You need to stand up and walk forward, with new eyes and a healed heart. Second, focus on your duty, not the result. Forget about victory or defeat. Concentrate on the task at hand. Stay faithful in your work. Do not be obsessed with the outcome. Obedience can bring miracles. Discipline invites true peace. Third, surrender your future. It was never yours to control. The future is always uncertain. So why waste your soul with worry? Stay present and stay faithful. Let God open the right doors for you, in his own perfect timing. Fourth, never forget this truth. God sometimes destroys your plans, because he saw they would destroy you. Do not cry over a broken plan. Celebrate the divine rescue instead. You have been through enough. You have carried enough weight. Now is the time for you to rise. Not with force or with anger, but with complete faith. Faith that you are not behind. Faith that nothing was wasted. Faith that every prayer you made was heard. And faith that something beautiful is coming. Something written only for you. You may not have seen the full plan, but now you have seen enough to believe. God was working in the silence. Not behind your back, but behind the scenes. Not to delay your blessing, but to prepare you to receive it. And when it finally comes, you will be ready, not because you understood it all, but because you walked through the fire, and you refused to give up. So keep going with peace in your heart, with light in your soul, and with the quiet trust that God has a plan. If you stayed until the end, this was for you, not just to watch, but to remember. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are not too late. God is still writing your story, and the next chapter will be beautiful, more beautiful than you can imagine. He will give you a peace no one can take. He will send blessings you did not ask for. And one day soon, he will give you this. Something you never imagined but always deserved. So do not lose your hope. Keep on going and keep on trusting. And no matter how silent it feels, remember this. He is closer to you than ever before. I pray that you heal from unseen wounds. I pray you are guided when you feel lost. I pray you receive what your soul needs. May God bless you with a peace that is deep and a future that feels like home. If this video touched your heart, let me know. If it gave you one answer or one tear of peace, I am here for you. Ask me anything in the comments. I read them and I reply to them. And I will be here as long as you need me. And before you leave, remember one thing. God is not finished with you. What is coming is so beautiful you cannot even imagine it yet.